Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. You are here for a walk around tour of Royal Caribbean's Anthem of the Seas. So let's get on with it. We're starting at the aft of deck 16, and here you can see Flow Rider, which is Royal Caribbean's very own surf simulator. And also just above that we have Ripcord by iFly. This is the onboard skydiving simulator. It's well worth a go, but sessions do fill up fast, so be sure to book as soon as you get onto the ship. You can do this by going onto the ship Wi-Fi and then going onto the Royal Caribbean app and booking your slot from there. There are paid for versions where they are slightly longer, and there's also some complimentary versions as well. Now to the left we have the climbing wall. This is part of your cruise fare, which is a great bonus and well worth a go. And looking after the climbing wall is Gigi the giraffe. Look at that, it is so awesome. Now you might notice on the floor there is a track, and it is the jogging track. So if you fancy getting up in the morning and going for a run, or even just a walk just to get some steps in, this is the ideal place to do it. It spans the whole deck and it goes all the way around, which is really nice. If you're enjoying this content, don't forget to give this video a big old thumbs up. It just lets us know that you like the video and also lets YouTube know that you like it too, and they'll spread it far and wide. Now still on deck 15 we are at the pool bar overlook. It's just a nice little area so you can see what's going on down in the pool area, and it's also handy if you just want to have a quick look to see if there's any spare deck chairs around if you're looking for one. Now we're going to go to one of the lobby areas so we can climb the stairs and go back up to deck 16, because we are going to go and check out the onboard gym. It's known as the Vitality Fitness Center, and it's got a massive array of equipment, as you will very shortly see. As you walk into the gym to the left, there are some gym towels which are nice and handy just in case you get your gym sweat on. So starting with the cardio kit, we've got the cross trainers and treadmills, and there are a lot of them. And you've also got these bungee cables where they do bungee classes, which is really fun. And you've also got your bikes as well as your resistance machines, lots and lots of dumbbells, and lots of space as well. Royal Caribbean have done really well with this area. They've provided lots of equipment, and Techno Gym are one of the leading suppliers of gym equipment as well. So it's definitely a great place to work out while on a cruise. Heading back to deck 15, we are going to the Vitality Spa and Salon. Within this there is a thermal suite which costs around $30 a day, and it has some thermal lounges, a steam room, and also a sauna. It's not too bad, but not the best thermal spa at sea. They also offer massages, pedicures, manicures, everything you can think of, but everyone does come at an extra charge. Now dotted around the ship, normally in the lobbies, you will find these deck plans which are really useful when it comes to navigating the ship. Even when you think you've got used to the ship, it's so easy to get lost, so they are very handy indeed. We are now going to head back outside so we can head to the middle of the ship to show you the North Star. The North Star essentially is an observation pod. It's well worth giving it a go, especially if you're in a nice port with nice views, or even when you're at sea. They do have complimentary versions of the ride, but they also have paid for ones as well, and of course the paid for ones do last longer. The other advantage to the paid one is when you're at sea, they will swing you out above the ocean, so you get some really cool views. Is this something you'd like to do? Well, let us know in the comments, and in fact, if you've got any questions at all, don't hesitate to ask. Just drop them below in the comments section and we'll come back to you as soon as we can. Now, as we look over at the pool deck, we'll circle around and have a look at the North Star Bar. Now, this is a really popular bar, particularly on a sunny day, because this is where it all happens. You've got the poolside entertainment going, you've got a really good atmosphere, so it's definitely a good place to go if you fancy a cheeky cocktail or even just a glass of Coke. Now we're going to make our way towards the aft of the ship, which is the back of the ship if you haven't heard of that before, and we're going to take you to the Seaplex. Now, before we go into the Seaplex, let's show you around the Challengers Arcade. Now, it's worth noting that the machines in the Challengers Arcade are not free, and you need to take your cruise card, tap that, and it will bill you, so just be aware of that, especially if you've got the kids with you. You don't want them racking up a bill. Now we'll head into the main Seaplex. So the Seaplex, as you can see, is a massive sports area. It is used for various events throughout the cruise, such as bumper cars, roller skating, basketball, football. The list goes on. Just check the cruise planner on the Royal Caribbean app and it'll let you know what time each event happens. Also, if you're feeling a little bit peckish towards the back of the Seaplex, you will find the Seaplex Doghouse. It's a really nice little place to go and get a cheeky hot dog. There is also an upper level to the Seaplex where you can, of course, have a look to see what's going on downstairs, and also there's lots of different activities such as foosball, table tennis, and you can even sit down and play some Xbox as well. As we leave the Seaplex, there is a door here to the Suite Sun Deck, which is exclusively for suite guests only. It's just a little deck where people can go out and get some sun. So if you're not staying in the suite, don't worry about it, you're not missing much anyway. As we make our way right to the back of the ship, racing away, aren't we, down the jogging track, you'll find these steps which take you down to the Windjammer Marketplace. Now, this is the onboard buffet. It's open for a fair amount of time. It's open for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and also a bit of supper. Now, as you can see, there is loads and loads of seating, and good to see there, they also offer gluten-free options as well as vegan and vegetarian options as well. So they really do cater for the masses here. It is worth noting, I mean, even though there is so many tables here, it does get very crowded, particularly on the first day when you embark onto the ship. But if you fancy a snack or even like a full-on breakfast or a buffet for dinner, this is definitely the place to come. They've got so much food here, it's unreal. And to be fair, quality-wise, compared to other cruise lines, it's relatively high. And around the ship you'll find these little pop-up bars which are really handy, especially for a breakfast mimosa. Now we're going to power walk our way back to the outside deck, and here we come across the H2O zone, which is the kids pool. Really nice little area for the kids to splash around and have fun all day long. And as we spin around, as you can see, there are loads and loads of deck chairs. On a busy cruise, these do fill up very quickly, and annoyingly it seems to be a sea of towels half the time. Royal Caribbean are not very good at moving towels, but there we go. It's one of the main questions we get asked all the time, so that's our verdict on that. Now this is the main outdoor pool area, which you can see is very nice, and to the left there is also a little stage area where normally you've got like a little Caribbean band playing, that kind of thing. Really nice, really sets up the atmosphere for the whole day. Now if you've got children, of course their safety around the pools is paramount, and Royal Caribbean do provide these handy little life jackets just in case. And of course for the adults we have our hot tubs as well, which are absolutely lovely, really nice and warm and very bubbly indeed. Now the seating area just in front of us is a smoking area, so if you smoke, this is the place to be. And just in case you're on a cruise where the weather's a little bit off or it's a little bit chilly, Anthem of the Seas does have its very own indoor pool area. And if you fancy a cheeky beverage, there is always a bar around, and in here we have the pool bar, which serves everything from soft drinks to cocktails. And also on the edges of the pool we've also got a couple of hot tubs as well. Now, just in case you are heading somewhere that required some scuba diving, you can always learn to scuba dive on board here at Tide and Trail. We've never actually seen it open, but I believe it does still operate. It's pretty expensive, but if it's something you want to do, why not do it at sea when you've got the time? Our next stop is the solarium. Now this area is strictly for 16-year-olds and over. Now before we show you around the solarium itself, we're going to show you the Solarium Bistro. As you can see, it's open for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and it's a really nice restaurant. At breakfast and lunch, it is buffet style, so it's a case of going up and helping yourself. Now, dinner time, they have a tapas area, which you can see now. And also, normally, you're given a main menu, so you can pick a main. Last time we went, this didn't happen. We're not sure if they just forgot about us or if they've stopped doing it. So, if you sailed on Anthem of the Seas recently and you got a main, let us know in the comments. Now here is the solarium, and as you can see, it is absolutely beautiful. I would argue it's probably one of the nicest parts of the ship. You've got the sunshine bar here, so again you don't have to stray too far if you fancy a beverage. And then to our left you've got these beautiful cascading pools, which are absolutely beautiful. They are a little bit on the nippy side, but on a hot day, they are really nice to go in and cool down. They do also have an accessibility crane as well, which is really nice to see, nice and inclusive. If you're taking a cruise and the weather isn't on your side, this is a lovely place to come and visit. It's lovely and toasty and warm. As I said, the pools are really nice. The hot tubs down at the bottom, as you'll see in a minute, they are lovely and warm and very bubbly. So they are perfect, especially with a cheeky cocktail. Now, if you're looking for that Instagram shot, this is a brilliant place to get it on this swing. And we found out last time we sailed on the ship that at night it actually lights up. We never knew that. Look how gorgeous this place is, especially on a sunny day with the sun beaming through. Now we're going to let you in on a cheeky little secret here. So if you go right to the front and either side, to the left or the right, there's these doors and they take you out on these little wings. And these hang over the side of the ship, so it gives you a really unique perspective of the sea and also the ship itself. Now it looks really cool in the port, but when you're actually at sea it looks even cooler, so I definitely recommend checking this out while you're on board. Now if you haven't already, why not consider subscribing to our channel? This is completely free. All it means is when you hit subscribe and ring the bell, YouTube will let you know anytime we release new content. And if you want to thank us for this video, why not hit that like button? It truly really helps our channel. So our next stop on this tour is the towel station. Now, of course, this is where you get your towels for your deck loungers. Now, when you go to collect a towel, make sure you take your cruise card with you because you will need it to check a towel out. Equally important, when you finish with the towel, make sure you take it back with your card, so essentially you can check the towel back in, otherwise they will charge you for that towel. And next stop is the Rapids pool. The kids love this, and you know what? I wish they had an adult version of this. It looks so cool. It's just like a little circular rapids pool that goes round and round, and it looks like a lot of fun. Next, we have Johnny Rockets. Now, this is not included in your cruise fare. If you have the deluxe beverage package, you can get a Johnny Rockets milkshake, which is included with that deluxe beverage package, but otherwise everything is chargeable. Now, we've had this a couple of times. Is it worth it? Last time we had it, we did quite enjoy it, but a little bit hit and miss, so yeah, see how you feel on the day. Now, between decks 13 and 6, it's mainly staterooms and the kids club, so we're going to skip all that and head to deck 5. Now, without a doubt, this is definitely one of the highlights of Anthem of the Seas. This is the 270 Theatre. Now, of course, this is a great place to come and watch a show. Spectre's Cabaret normally is performed in here, and it's very effective, especially with the monitors you can see displaying the beautiful Anthem of the Seas there. And they also use this area for classes such as Zumba, and you are also more than welcome to come in here any point And apart from when they're doing rehearsals, if you just want to sit down and have a quiet drink, read a book, or perhaps have some food from Cafe 270, which we will show you very shortly. Now, here's a little bit of a trick for you. If you don't like going to the buffet because it's too busy and some mornings you just can't be bothered to go to the main dining room for your breakfast, this is a great place to come, Cafe 270. They have a range of different foods. Breakfast, they have cereals, croissants, fruit. You can even just get some toast if you fancy it. They're really obliging. Also at lunch, they do these absolutely gorgeous beef sandwiches. They are definitely worth it. So if you just want a quick bite to eat, this place rarely gets too busy, so it's definitely a place to head to if you want to avoid the crowds. While you are here, you can treat yourself to a specialty coffee or treat yourself to some of the free stuff that is provided as part of your cruise fare. You can choose from coffee, tea, and also some Vitality juice drinks. As you exit 270, you come across the next cruise area. So if you're really enjoying your cruise and you want to book your next one, well, you can book one while you're on the ship. And sometimes they have some really good offers. The pricing tends to be more or less the same, but sometimes they have some really good deals with onboard credit. So it's worth just checking it out while you're on board. Next, we have one of our favorite bars. This is Vintages. If you are into your wines, you will love this bar. They serve some of the best wines at sea. And also, if you are into your cocktails, especially if you like a chocolate martini or an espresso martini, this place does beautiful martinis. So it's definitely worth checking it out, especially if you've got that deluxe beverage package. Our next stop is Jamie's Italian. Now, of course, this is an Italian restaurant. It is not included in your cruise fare. It's an a la carte restaurant which is paid for. Now, I would say it's worth giving it a go. You can go on some lunch sessions, which is cheaper. It's normally around half price. I think the last time we went, it was $25 per person. If you go in the evenings, it will be more expensive. And from memory, it's around $49.99 for an evening meal. And it is nice. I mean, when you compare the specialty restaurants to the main dining room, for example, you can taste the difference. It is definitely of a better quality. So if you fancy treating yourself or it's a special evening, why not consider Jamie's Italian? Now, we've showed you a lot of this ship already. So far, what would you say is your favorite part of this ship? Let us know in the comments. As we walk towards the Royal Esplanade, you come across this amazing light display. It's an interactive display. All you need to do is place your hands on the panel that you can see there, wonderfully demonstrated by Ben, and basically the lights will pulse at the same rate as your heartbeat. Pretty cool. Now, if you're heading into port and you haven't got a plan of what to do, don't worry about it. Royal Caribbean have you covered here at the Shore Excursions desk. Here you can ask questions about the ports you are going to visit, and of course, if you like the look of any of the excursions, you can book it there and then. It is always worth checking the Royal Caribbean website before you board because excursions do tend to book up pretty quickly. Next, we have the Bionic Bar. Now, this isn't just any old bar. Basically, you use the tablets to tell the machines what drink you'd like, and these mechanical robots put the drink together for you. Shaken, stirred, mixed, whatever you want, it will do it for you. Drinks prepared here are included on your deluxe beverage package if you have one. Our next stop is Azumi. Azumi is an amazing restaurant made up of Japanese cuisine. Now, if you're like me and you don't like fish, don't let it put you off. Just simply let the server know that you don't eat fish or you can't eat fish, and they'll do their best to tailor whatever you wanted without fish in it. Our next stop is the Schooner Bar. The Schooner Bar is an absolute favourite of Royal Caribbean's. I don't think there is any ship in their entire fleet that doesn't have a schooner bar. The Schooner Bar is great for a cocktail. They also do lots of quizzes here, and also if you're a fan of just sitting back listening to a piano player, this is definitely the bar for you. Next, we've got Focus Photo Gallery. So around the ship, you will see people having photos being taken. Now these are available to buy. All you need to do is tap your cruise card, pick the pictures you'd like, hit purchase, and away you go. Just be aware though, they are quite expensive, so maybe for a special occasion, eh? Next, we've got the Royal Theatre. So whether it's a West End musical or a magician, Royal Caribbean are very good at entertainment, so it's definitely worth checking out what's going on and heading to this wonderful theatre. Tucked away in the left, we have Chops Grill. Chops Grill is Royal Caribbean's answer to the Steakhouse. Now, it's worth noting this is not part of your ship fare. It is actually quite expensive. The last time we sailed on Royal Caribbean's Anthem of the Seas, it cost $64.99 per person, which is definitely the most expensive a la carte restaurant on the ship. That said, it is a very nice meal. Included in that, you do get your starters, mains, sides, and also a dessert. So you do get well fed, but as I say, it has gone quite expensive. Now, towards the back of this beautiful restaurant, we do have the chef's table. Now, the chef's table experience is a heavy meal. If I remember right, it's 6 or 7 courses, and basically it's made up of some of the best courses from the a la carte restaurants that are dotted around the ship. It's a really nice way of sampling what the a la carte restaurants have to offer, and each course is also paired with a nice glass of wine as well. Just be warned though, if you treat yourself to it, it is a heavy meal, so just make sure you don't eat anything too heavy throughout the day. Otherwise, you'll be like us, get to the main course and you won't be able to finish it. It's a heavy meal. Next, we have Wonderland. So Wonderland is weird and wonderful. It is, as described, an imaginative cuisine restaurant. We've eaten here a few times and we've really enjoyed it. It's a very weird and wonderful menu, as you'd probably guess. The restaurant itself is really nicely appointed, and the service and the food was great. So we'd highly recommend it. It's definitely worth a go. Again, it's worth noting that this is not part of your cruise fare and you do have to pay per meal. Now, just a little bit further down the Esplanade, we have the art gallery. Well, it's normally an art gallery. They were using this for disembarkation because we were in port at the time when filming, but normally it's filled with lots of wonderful art which you are welcome to purchase, or you can even go to one of the art auctions and place a bid. Next, we're going to head downstairs and go to deck 4 for the Royal Esplanade. This is definitely one of the main focal points of the ship. So if there's an event going on, for example, last time we sailed on Anthem of the Seas, there was a balloon drop and this is where it happened. So a lot happens here. Here we have Boleros. Unfortunately, we weren't able to go in and film, but this is the Latin bar of Anthem of the Seas. So very nice if you want to get up and have a dance to some Latin music. Also, just heading down the ship, we have some of the restaurants. These are the main dining rooms. Here we have Silk. Silk is a really beautiful restaurant. I love this one. It's really nice. Menu-wise, all of the main dining rooms serve the same menu. It's just the aesthetic that's different. Here we have American Icon Grill. This is my favorite. I really like the look of this restaurant. Of course, it's based on American icons such as New York, for example. You can see the cityscape here. As for the food in the main dining rooms, personally, I don't think it's as good as it used to be. Post-COVID, they have changed the menus, and to me, the quality isn't there as it used to be. What do you guys think though? Have you sailed with Royal Caribbean post-COVID? What do you think of the new menus? Let us know in the comments below. One of the things we really like about Anthem of the Seas is that there's not many beige walls. What I mean is there's lots of light up displays such as this one, and it just makes it a little bit more interesting as you walk around the ship. Now, if you've got any questions or queries, guest services is where you need to head to. This facility is open 24/7. Now, in case you need it, there is an ATM machine, but you will be charged per transaction, so beware of those transaction fees. Now, as we head into the Esplanade, we do have loads of shops. Now, it's not uncommon for there to be lots of sales. So the two ladies you saw here, they had a sale on. So if you've got your eye on anything in particular in any of the shops, don't be afraid to just ask and say, look, do you think this item is going to be in any of the cruise sales? And if it is, most of the time they'll just let you know. A little bit further down, we've got Cafe Promenade, where you can get your specialty coffees, among many other little treats. And also adjoined to that, we've got Sorrento's, which is absolutely a Royal Caribbean classic. Sorrento's is where you can get your pizza, and essentially you can order as much as you want, and this is absolutely included as part of your cruise fare. Really nice throughout the day. You can even get some breakfast here. Now, if you like to head down to the pub here in the UK, well, don't worry, Royal Caribbean have got you covered on board. We have the Brass and Bock pub, which is where you can find your finest ales, bitters, lagers, whatever you get in a good old British pub, it's here. And also on the evenings and sometimes in some of the afternoons, they have a busker playing, which really adds to the atmosphere. And just outside of the pub, we've got all of your premium shops. So if you fancy treating yourself to a bracelet or a watch, why not go and splurge, especially if you've got some onboard credit. Next, we have one of the best music venues at sea. It's the Music Hall. This is where to come to watch some amazing bands, and also they do quizzes here. As you can see, there's loads of places to sit down, chill out, grab a drink and listen to some amazing music. This is the upper level of the music hall, and as you can see, there is also a lower level where the stage is, which we will see shortly. And as we head back towards the theatre, there are more shops. There are loads of shops on this ship, so you are not going to go wrong if you are into your retail therapy. Now, if you want to go to the theatre, there are 4 separate entrances, which of course help with crowding because the theatres can get very busy. Now, not all of the shows are bookable, but if the event that you want to go to is bookable, all you need to do is go onto the Royal Caribbean app, find the event, hit book, and away you go. All of the entertainment is included in your cruise fare, so you absolutely don't have to worry about that. So now we've headed down to deck 3. We are in the lower level of the music hall. And like I said, this is the main part of the music hall. You can see we've got a nice dance floor here and also the stage where the bands do their thing. Now, if you are into your cocktails, it's definitely worth grabbing a bar menu because as with a fair few of the bars on this ship, they do have exclusive cocktails. So it's worth having a look and seeing if there's anything new to try. Our next stop is the Casino Royale, which of course is the onboard casino. As you can see, there are loads and loads of slot machines. You really can't go wrong if slot machines are your thing. As well as that, of course, you've got your board tables such as roulette, craps, blackjack. It's all there. And of course, if you fancy a drink, you've got the Casino Royale bar as well. If you're heading back to the Royal Esplanade, you don't have to walk all the way around. You can take those stairs there and you'll be right in the thick of everything that's going on. as I mentioned earlier on, there are 4 main dining rooms. Now, your dining room is allocated before you've even boarded. It's based on what time you're going to be eating. So normally when you book a cruise, you can either book a sitting time or you can opt for my time dining. Now, it doesn't matter what dining room you are sitting in, all of the menus are exactly the same, so you've got no worries in that department. As we head back towards the lobby, there's only one more deck underneath us, which is deck 2, and the only point of interest there is the medical center, so this does conclude the tour. We hope you've really enjoyed it. What was your favorite part of the ship? Let us know in the comments, we'd be really interested to know. Otherwise, if you'd like to see what we got up to on our most recent adventure aboard Anthem of the Seas, click on this link right here and it will take you to our Eurovision adventure. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to hit subscribe so we can let you know when we release new content.